Westminster's marching band with the national anthem as we get set for Westminster and Winters Mill, the Owls and the Falcons in Week 9. Westminster 7-1. They lost the season opener to Franklin and have since won 7 straight. They've won the last 4 by a combined 176-19. So the Owls flying high here late in the regular season. They clinched the Carroll County Championship last week. Winters Mill 6-2 overall, 3-2 in the county. The Owls are 5-0 in county play. The Falcons 3-2, and the best defense in Carroll County in terms of points allowed. Just 71 points allowed through the first 8 games of this regular season. Coach Matt Miller and the Falcons on the far sideline here from us at the RubyField press box. Coach Chris Bassler and the home Owls on the near side. So we're about to kick this off. Week 9 will be underway. 4 games around the county tonight. CMSportsNet has live coverage of all 4, so you can get your fix. Century at Liberty, FSK at South Carroll, Centennial at Manchester Valley. And here we go. Winters Mill kicks off. The Owls will receive it. Pretty good return up near the 30-yard line for Westminster. That's where we will start. Rory O'Connor will bring the offense onto the field. He'll be at the 29-yard line. O'Connor, 1,276 passing yards and 14 touchdowns. Both of those numbers second in Carroll County. And the first play is a handoff, and right away we got business. Nick Comfer is into the secondary and into Winters Mill territory. So a huge run on the first play of the game. And Nick Comfer, number 20, off to a fine start, the county's leading rusher. That'll put him up over 950 yards on the season, or at least close to it, as he tries to go for 1,000 before the regular season comes to an end. First down, Owls at the Winters Mill 37. That's a 34-yard gain for Comfer on the first play. Right back to Comfer, right back up the middle. Another big gain for the senior. Anyone that's nearby knows how windy it was today and still is, and so that wind could affect the passing game tonight between both teams, so why not go to the ground? And 2 of the top teams in the area in terms of rushing the football this year. It's a pickup of about 9 for Comfer, so 2 plays and 40-plus yards for Westminster's offense. That time the Falcons snuff it out pretty well. A.J. Reeder, number 78, up there to make the tackle, and it'll be a 3rd down. Connor claps his hands, the snap is low, but the give is to Comfort. He gets around the left edge, but taken down. I believe that was Austin Denning, number 8. So a nice tackle there. That's actually a loss on the play, so a good job by Austin Denning, who does it all for Winters Mill. We'll see him at quarterback tonight. He makes plays on defense. That's a loss. It'll be 4th down and about 3 for Westminster. They'll go for it. At least they'll keep the offense on the field for now. Connor has running backs on either side and a fullback in front. Low snap. I don't think they got it. Push forward, stopped by Big Mill. Number 77, Kim Brangle, was first in there, and the Falcons hold after a couple of huge runs. Things get bottled down, and Winters Mill turns the ball over. Westminster turns the ball over on downs to Winters Mill. 9:19 remaining in the first quarter, so a good defensive stand for Winters Mill. We will see Austin Denning. Denning 5th in the county going into this week in rushing with 529 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. Falcons don't throw too much, but Denning does have 3 touchdown passes this season. 1st and 10, Winters Mill at their own 29. Toss Jake Andolina, but sniffed out pretty well by Westminster there. Stretched it out good to keep Andolina from turning the corner. I think that was Braden Troop who came up on defense. And it's a loss of a couple yards there, so. Second and long. Denning keeps it himself up the middle and picks up a good run and gets close to the first down. So a nice job there by Denning. They run that play well. They've run it well all year, has Winters Mill, and they get up to about the 42-yard line. So a good, manageable 3rd down now for the Falcons. So it's a 3rd and a long 2 for Winters Mill. Denny in the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself. Can he get around the edge? He cannot. And Isaiah Taylor, number 7, comes up fired up. And that'll keep the Falcons from getting the line to gain. Loss of 1 there, thanks to the tackle for loss, and the Falcons will punt. Jaden Jacobs, number 14, is the punter for Winters Mill. Back to receive Troop and Xavier Howard. They're standing back at around the 27-yard line, and the snap goes over Jacobs' head, and he just has to fall on it. And a huge mistake for Winters Mill. That's going to give the Owls a 1st and goal situation. Can't make those kind of mistakes in any game, but let alone this one. If you want to stay in this rivalry, you don't want to give the most prolific offense in the county a short field, and Winters Mill just did that. First and goal at the 9, 1st and 10, or 1st and goal to go at the 9-yard line. Low snap, give is to Jack Hitchcock. Maybe 2-yard pickup there for Hitchcock.
Winters Mill has trouble with the snap of the punt. That brings up 1st down for the Owls. The Owls carry on 1st down for a slight gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So short gain there for Hitchcock, who again led the county last year in rushing, missed the first 5, 6, maybe 6 games due to injury, and came back pretty strong, over 100 yards a few weeks ago. Here's Hitchcock again, this time on the right side. Hitchcock still moving forward. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Jack Hitchcock from 7 yards out. And the Owls on the board first, 6-0. They take advantage of the short field. Just need a few plays to get into the end zone, and the home team on the board first. Extra point, Trevor Wallace is good. 6 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Westminster 7 and Winters Mill 0.
Is up and good for the Owls. To make score, Westminster 7, Winters Mill Falcons 0.
So a 9-yard scoring drive after the bad snap went over Jacobs' head in the punt formation for Winters Mill, and it didn't take the Owls long to capitalize. First kickoff for Westminster. Solid return from Winters Mill out at near their own sideline. Checking scores around the county just early on in these games. Manchester Valley already leading Centennial 14-0. Just a few minutes into play down up at the stable in Manchester. No score, Century and Liberty at last check. Again, these games all kicked off just a few minutes ago. And South Carroll hosting FSK, no score there. So we're all about the same time of the first quarters. They all kicked off tonight at 6:30. And this one's 7-0 Westminster. Again, CMSportsNet has all the live games for you tonight on our YouTube channel. You can find them on our website as well, cmsportsnet.com. First and 10, Winters Mill at their own 22-yard line. That time the give up the middle, or the take up the middle by Denning didn't get much. Taylor in the midst, also number 7 and number 75, David Girding. So a couple of prominent defenders there making a stop and pushing Winters Mill behind the sticks. And that's just not a spot Winters Mill wants to be if they want to try to hang in this game. They're not quite built to be behind the chains, if you will, long plays. They can do it, but it's just their offense a little bit suited for the clock management, get in front of the sticks, first downs, keep it going. Now we got a second and long, second and 12, that back at the 20. Toss is high, good pursuit by Westminster, and that's going to be another tackle for loss. Jace Thomas, number 14, gets some congratulations from his teammate Isaiah Taylor, and it's going to be a third and very long now for Winters Mill. Back at the 14-yard line, so 3rd and 18. Falcons going in the wrong direction. Just a little shovel pass. Got a couple yards, but not clearly enough. That was that was Luke Phillips. And just a couple yards up to the 16, but it'll be a 4th down. And the Winters Mill will try to punt again. This time, Howard and Troop are hovering around the 50-yard line. I'm going to move it back to about the 45, but we'll see what happens on this snap. First one was an adventure. This one's better. The kick's going to get held up in the wind, though. It does take a sideline bounce, but best he could do there, up past the 30. But again, another short field and good field position for Westminster. So 1st and 10 from the 33 of Winters Mill. O'Connor puts 2 men in motion. Now they're set. Again, a low snap with the toss to Comfort to the left. He waits for his blockers. Bodies flying everywhere as Comfort gets down inside the 30. Picks up about 4 on the carry. Looked like Ezzy Poutre was in on that tackle. As a couple Falcons in there as well. Poutre number 54 They're missing Victor Tejada, one of their top guys on defense. He was hurt a couple weeks ago, and that's a big loss in the middle. But Poutre, a standout in his own right. So more than 4, picked up about 6. Second down, this give is to Comfer, tripped up. But I think Comfer's going to get a first down, and he does. So big holes right now in the middle of this Winters Mill interior defense, and the Owls are capitalizing.
Nick Comfer carries for another Owls. First down.
First and 10 from the 18. Little misdirection toss or a handoff to the left side. This is Cason Doan, number 10, and a good run down to the 10-yard line. So a pickup of about 8. So big chunks here so far. 7 yards a carry, almost 8 yards a carry for Westminster in this first quarter. We still have 2.5 minutes left. Second and short from the 10. Doan, an offensive lineman to the left side. That's a give up the middle. Nice hit there, interior from Winters Mill to keep that from going too far. Third and short. Comfer on the left side still going. Nick Comfer pulls away, and Nick Comfer, did he get in? He did. 8-yard touchdown run. Nick Comfer, his first of the game. That's 2 rushing touchdowns for the Owls. Pulled away from a couple defenders, got away on a jersey grab as one of the Falcons was trying to keep him from scoring, but Comfort kept his feet moving and a touchdown run for Westminster. And Wallace's point after is good. 1 minute, 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Westminster now 14 and Winters Mill 0.
Cason Doan runs it in for an Owls touchdown. And Trevor Wallace's extra point is up and good. Belmont scored. Westminster Owls 14. Winters Mill Falcons 0.
So it's going to get colder as the night goes on. Right now, dipped under 50 degrees as the real temp feels like 35. So hopefully if you're watching this, you're at home nice and warm and not braving the elements. But it's a cold one out here. First one of the first real windy game of this regular season. And we got to week 9. That's a good thing. So the Owls will kick off. That drives Keontae Torrance back inside his 10-yard line. He's going to be wrapped up at the 10. So a good kick. And good coverage by Westminster.
Falcons returner brought down to the 11-yard line. They'll have first and 10 from their own 11-yard line.
Pretty sure that was Ryan Lavender on that tackle, number 80, is one of the sophomores on Coach Basler's roster. So a good job there on the coverage team by Ryan Lavender. Line of scrimmage is the 11, 1st and 10 for Winters Mill at their own 11. Another run, actually good run there, slipped through that first wave and got up near the 15-yard line. So not a bad run on first down for Winters Mill. That was number 5, Jake Andolina, who came into this game 4th in the county at 557. So the 3 running backs for Winters Mill so far entering this game, I should say. 557 for Andolina, 529 for Austin Denning, and 391 more yards from Luke Phillips. So definitely a 3-pronged attack on their running game. You throw Jarrell Baker in there too once in a while and a couple receivers. Certainly talented bunch, but this was going to be an uphill battle, and that time Denning, now the first flag flies as Noah Paisley comes in to make the tackle. Denning got to about the 15. Let's see what the flag is. Face mask on Westminster. So 5-yard one, though, I believe. Still going to be 3rd down. Ball's at the 20. So it's 3rd and short. And Westminster, I don't think they got the first down. In fact, I think Winters Mill lost a yard. That was Andolina on the carry. And the Falcons can let this quarter come to an end. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. Westminster 14, Winters Mill 0. 1 quarter in the books. It's been all Owls and a lot of ground attack. 85 yards rushing through the first quarter for Westminster compared to minus 24 for Winters Mill. Now a big one of that was the bad snap that sailed over the head of the punter, but still, there's your ball game so far from 12 minutes of play. Nick Confer already up to 67 yards. Hitchcock just has 10, but they both have a pair of, or it's not a pair, they have a pair combined of rushing touchdowns and 85 yards, with Cason Doan getting 8 yards as well on the ground. So haven't seen a pass thrown yet in this game. We might not if the wind keeps up. I think it's a little shovel pass that technically was a rush, I think, from Denning to Luke Phillips back in the first quarter. We'll flip sides of the field. And it'll be 4th down, so the Falcons will punt, and it looks to be another short field for Westminster. Better snap that time. Good kick. It bounced off a Winters Mill player. And it'll bounce backward for Winters Mill, so the Owls again will take over in Falcons territory on this opening drive of the second quarter. Down to the 40-yard line. Handoff again. Minimal yardage. And Falcons getting a little bit heated after the play. And it's going to be what looks to be extra yards here for Westminster after just a short gain from Hitchcock. And that'll set up the Owls and even deeper into Winters Mill territory after the personal foul. First and 10 at the 24, I believe. 24. Here's Hitchcock, jumps back toward the middle. And he's taken down right there. That was Poutre, 54, and company. And I was talking earlier, I think I misspoke earlier on, so Victor Tejada had missed some time, but I do see 44 out there, and I believe that's him, so it's a good sign for Winters Mill that he's back in their defense as they get ready for the playoffs. So he had missed some time with an injury, but he is back in the middle of the defense, so him and Poutre will be manning that middle. As we have a 2nd and 7, looks like the first pass here is going to be into the corner of the end zone, incomplete, would have been out of bounds anyway. A nice attempt, nice effort. Xavier Howard. That's the first pass of the evening. It comes with 10:43 remaining in the second quarter. And there's a flag dropped at the 25-yard line right at where the center was, or the middle of the line, so we'll see. And that's going to be a hold on Westminster. Moves the ball back to the 31. So from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 17. Hitchcock trying to get around the right side. Winters Mill squares him up, does a good job. Poutre again, 54, celebrating after that tackle along the right side there. And I don't think he got any yards. Hey, he gained no yards, so a nice job there by Poutre. So Winters Mill standing tall here a little bit as the Owls get behind the chains after the hold. O'Connor rolls to the near side, going very deep and out of the end zone. Won't matter, it's incomplete. Good coverage by Winters Mill, but it was out of the end zone anyway, so O'Connor's coming off. Let's see what the offense, now they're going to bring him back on the field. So they already thought they were gonna punt. Instead, leave the offense back out there. So it's 4th and 17 now. Let's see what the offense does. O'Connor drops back to pass. Now he's looking. Sideline, pass is caught. Stays in bounds. And a big play, 4th and long, and they get the first down at around the 5-yard line. I think that might have been, let's see who that was. Troop, 21. Braden Troop on the catch. So a nice job to come back and get the ball, and then got more yards after the catch, and it's a 1st and goal for Westminster. That's a backbreaker for Winters Mill, doing a good job there on defense. A 4th and long. Give O'Connor enough time. He rolled to the far side and found his receiver, Braden Troop, and now it's a 1st and goal for Westminster. Handoff up the middle. Jack Hitchcock is in the end zone. 5-yard touchdown run. Troop makes a 26-yard catch, sets up 1st and goal at the 5, and Jack Hitchcock does the rest. And the Owls. PAT is good from Wallace. 8:52 to go in the first half. Westminster 21, Winters Mill 0.
The Owls carried in third another touchdown, and Trevor Wallace's extra point is up and good, and they score. Westminster Owls 21. Winters Falcons 0. Also, folks, the concession stand has plenty of hot food that they really want you to buy. So I would recommend you go down and get a chicken sandwich, any kind of hot food.
Wind definitely whipping around the stadium here at RubyField. Hasn't been too much of a factor yet. Both teams have sort of kept on the ground. We did see Roy O'Connor complete a pass there on 4th and long to Braden Troop that set up that 3rd touchdown. All 3 touchdowns have been on the ground, and Trevor Wallace will kick off. And that will sail into the end zone for a touchback. Century leading Liberty 7-0. Early second quarter. Man Valley 23, Centennial 0. That game's in the second quarter. And South Carroll 14, FSK nothing. That game also in the second quarter. So not a lot of closest. Well, Century Liberty, your closest one, just as touchdown so far for the Knights. So 1st and 10 from the 20, and Winters Mill has got to try to do something here. They cannot afford to, truth be told, maybe give up any more points. That's a tall order in itself right there as another tackle for loss for Westminster's defense. It's going to be a 2nd and long from the 19. Denning will throw one. And that pass is caught. Evan Catania, number 10, up to the 25. So a slant pass there works for Winters Mill and brings up a 3rd and 5.
Gain 4 in the reception makes it 3rd and 6 for the Falcons.
Denning up the middle. That hole closed in a hurry. A nice run, nice play, but Westminster's defense. Isaiah Taylor and company close that gap, and once again, Winters Mill will punt.
The Owls defense stays out, may stop the run on 4th down for the Falcons.
Troop and Howard back at about the 40-yard line. And a good roll for the Falcons. 39-yard line, and tackled Xavier Howard is taken down at about the 46. So good job by Winters Mill. Jasper Zigbo, number 7, in on the tackle for the Falcons. And so Westminster will set up 1st and 10 from the officially the 47.
Xavier Howard returns original to the 47-yard line. The Owls will have 1st and 10 from their own 47.
The give is to Comfer, knocked into his own man, but gets up past the 50, and he's down to the 48 of Winters Mill, so a good run on 1st down again for Nick Comfer. County's leading rusher, adding to those numbers tonight. So picks up 5 on 1st down, and we're halfway through the second quarter.
Carried by Nick Comfer makes it 2nd and 5 for the Owls.
Nice lead block from Doan, and Comfer gets the 1st down to about the 42 of Winters Mill. 41, we'll call it.
Nick Comfer with another carry for another Owls. 1st down.
Nope, never mind. We'll call it the 42. Moved it back a yard. Maybe the wind blew the ball from the 41 to the 42. I'm not sure. But either way, it's 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Owls. O'Connor back to pass. Dangerous pass. Broken up. Lavender incomplete. That brings up 2nd down. Isaiah Talkish, number 20, on the coverage. Handoff to Comfer. He's going to get the 1st down. Down inside the 35, down to about the 32. So another nice run for Nick Comfer.
Nick Comfer carries for another Owls. 1st down.
He's closed in on 100 yards here in this half. 5 minutes to go. 88 yards by our count, so he's up to 1,000 yards on the season. So congrats to Comfer if that holds, of course, but looks like it will. And that time it will not. Nick Comfer stopped in the backfield. Kim Brengel and A.J. Reeder. And that's a tackle for loss for Winters Mill. O'Connor drops back to pass. Oh, he had Braden Troop open over the middle A little low, incomplete, brings up third down.
Westminster's pass is incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Nobody around Troop in the middle of the field. Could have gone for a touchdown, but instead it falls to the ground incomplete. Ooh, a little behind. The pass a little bit behind Case and Doan.
Westminster's pass is incomplete.
Almost a nice circus catch, but incomplete, brings up 4th down. So just like the last drive, Westminster's offense will stay on the field. 4th and 11 from the 32. O'Connor drops back to pass. Plenty of time. Let's see if Howard makes a one-man miss, but not the rest. Winters Mill does a good job, swarms on defense, and the Owls turn it over on down. So a nice job there by Winters Mill.
Turn it over on down. Still at 1st and 10.
That stops the clock. 3:04 to go. And the Falcons will have it back on offense. And a timeout. Timeout called by the Falcons with 3:04 left.
Winters Mill uses their first charge time of the half. They will have 2 remaining in the half with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go.
3:04 left in the first half of this one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
At RubyField, Westminster 21, Winters Mill 0. The Falcons will try to get on the board here late in the second quarter. It's been all Westminster so far. Over 100 yards on the ground for the Owls. They've only needed 2 completions for 32 yards. Of course, one of those was the big one on 4th down that set up that 3rd score. Denning has a block. He's going to get a couple blocks from the receiver. Makes one man miss. Nice job, Austin Denning. And he gets about 9 yards on 1st down.
Nine-yard gain carried by Winters Mill makes it 2nd and 1 from the 37-yard line.
This is a nice run here. Jake Andolina gets out to the 45-yard line, picks up a 1st down, and gets out of bounds, stops the clock. So 2 nice runs. 2 nice runs for Winters Mill. Make that their first down of this game. High snap brought in. Andolina tried to dice through a couple defenders. Does a pretty good job there on 1st down. Gets up to about the 48-yard line. Andolina gets it to the 48. Brings up 2nd and 7. Pass out in the flat. Oh, intercepted off of Angelina's hands, and it's going to be a pick 6 for Westminster. Pass out into the flat. Amarian Warfield, number 9. I think that's his second pick 6 of the year. He had one against South Carroll.
The Owls just picked it up. You should pick up some buy one, get one free hot dogs and pizza from the snack shack. Please buy food.
And that makes it 27-0 with 1:13 to go. And Trevor Wallace adds another PAT, so 1:13 left.
Trevor Wallace's next point is up and good. They make score Westminster 28, Wintersville Falcons 0.
4-score lead here for Westminster as we have 1:13 left in the second quarter. That was a tough pass, but it just hung up in the air long enough, and when Angelina's hands kind of tipped it up in the air, Amarian Warfield did the rest, got it at around the 40, and nobody on that sideline other than a few Winters Mill defenders who couldn't keep up with Warfield. And so it's 28-0 in favor of Westminster. And we'll see if the Falcons want to do anything with it, depending on this kickoff return, with just 1:13 to go in the opening half. Not touched. It goes into the end zone. That's a touchback.
Westminster's kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons go at 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line.
And so Winters Mill will have it again, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Angelina taken down. Oh, excuse me, Luke Phillips, and that's going to be a flag. I think that's going to be either a face mask or a horse collar. We'll see. Phillips was the ball carrier. It is a face mask. So 15 yards for Winters Mill. Puts the ball at the 35-yard line.
First and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Pass was hit down. I thought Isaiah Taylor had that in his hands, but that stops the clock. Incomplete pass.
Backs the pass down. That'll make 2nd and 10.
There's Luke Phillips again, chased by Taylor. Phillips does get around the edge. Picks up some positive yards for the Falcons, up to the 40. And let's see, was there a timeout? Or did he go out of bounds? He must have gone out of bounds. So pick up of 5. Clock stopped, 46, 47 seconds basically left. Oh, ball came out. David Gurdy with a great tackle. Ball came out, but and Westminster will call a timeout. Looked like Kim Brengel fell on it for Winners Mill, but a nice job there by Westminster's defense, and they called the timeout now. Why not? Try to get the ball back with 38 seconds left.
The Owls used their first charge time with a half. They've allowed 2 remaining in the half with 38 seconds left.
So see if Westminster can score one more time with 38.3 seconds left. That's the attempt. That's the effort attempt here by the Owls. Make Winners Mill make a play. Make them get this punt off. See if you can get a good return. High kick. Winners Mill downs it inside the 35-yard line. Should be at the 34 with 26.9 seconds to go.
Westminster will have 1st and 10 from their own 34 after Winners Mill's punt.
See what Westminster wants to do here. It's going to be a handoff. Big hit. But a nice run. That hit courtesy of Ian Vasquez, number 2 for Winners Mill. That was Jack Hitchcock. They both delivered the boom, and that's going to be the final play of the first half. So Hitchcock picked up about 6-7 yards, and they are going to let the half come to an end, and it does come to an end. And it's been all Westminster so far as we've reached halftime here in Week 9 of the city rivalry game between the Owls and Winners Mill Falcons. Westminster 28, Winners Mill 0. CMSportsNet live coverage of high school football in the Carroll County Athletic League. I'll take a quick audio break during halftime and come back with the second half. We've got second half. We'll check in with more scores around the CCAL, see what's going on between Century, Liberty, FSK South Carroll, and keep tabs on the Centennial Man Valley game as well. You can go check out those scores on our YouTube page, on our website, cmsportsnet.com. I'll take a break, but stick around. We'll have more of this game for you in just a little bit.
CMSportsNet's halftime report is brought to you by Aquino Financial Group.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
Matt Stetzer here of CMSportsNet. We're about to start the second half. Westminster and Winters Mill. Week 9, Carroll County football. It's been all Westminster Owls. They lead 28-0. 3 rushing touchdowns and a pick 6 on defense is where we stand after one half of play. Jack Hitchcock has a 7-yard run that got the scoring started in the first quarter. Nick Comfer added an 8-yard run late in the first quarter. Westminster led 14-0 after 1. Braden Troop, a big catch on 4th and long, a 26-yard catch set up 1st and goal. Jack Hitchcock, his second touchdown of the night, 5 yards out with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Made it 21-0 Westminster, and then late in the quarter, Winters Mill trying to move the ball on offense. Tip pass into the hands of Amarian Warfield, number 9 for the Owls, took it the distance, 40 or so yards on the defensive touchdown. 4 extra points from Trevor Wallace, and that's where we stand, 28-0 in favor of Westminster. And the Owls will kick off left to right. So Winters Mill will get the ball to try to get their offense untracked. It's been tough going here so far. Winters Mill's defense has played pretty well considering just the offense has not been able to do anything. Just 1 yard of offense if you combine the tackles for loss and the bad snap on the punt, which gave Westminster a 1st and goal situation at the 9. So here we go. Second half is underway. And the Falcons, nice return up to the 30-yard line. And that's where Winters Mill will start. 1st and 10. Going to spot it right at the 30. So let's see if Big Mill can get its offense into a rhythm here early in this third quarter. That's a good start. Little jet sweep, if you will. Jake Andolina picks up a 1st down. So a nice play. He had his receivers blocked, cut it back inside, and picked up 12 yards on 1st down. That'll help get Winters Mill into the plus side a little bit. In fact, I think they might be back on plus yardage running the ball. That's got them up to 7 yards total. You take away 28 yards on the bad snap, and Luke Phillips has negative yards thanks to a couple tackles for loss. So a good job there to get up past the 40-yard line. And here's Austin Denning going to go to the right side this time and has a couple blocks. So a nice couple runs here for the Falcons. And that's into Westminster territory. So some signs of life from the offense. 1 minute into this second quarter, another move in the chain. So 2 first down runs to start this drive for Winters Mill.
Winters Mill carries to the opposite 48 and QB scramble. 1st and 10 from the Westminster 48.
Denning will throw it, caught, and gets away. So that's all the way out down past the 40. Let's see, is that enough for a 1st down? I think it is. Another 1st down. Keontae Torrance, number 12, made the catch and then had some yards after the catch. So 3 big plays has Westminster's defense on its heels. And Winters Mill is down to the 38-yard line. So a nice drive here at the moment for the Falcons. Did not get going there a little bit. It's going to be a flag on Winters Mill, I believe. Somebody was very ready for that play. The only problem was he left before everybody else did. So that'll back him up 5 yards.
Penalty against Winters Mill for a false start. That's 5-yard penalty. They'll have 1st and 15. First and 10 from the 43 for the Falcons.
So 1st and 15. Back at the 43. Denning drops back to pass. Over the middle, he had a receiver. He had Catania open. Also, Antolina was out there, but incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Denning faked the give to Phillips and then slipped and fell and lost a yard or two. So that play, not what the Falcons wanted. Back to the 46-yard line, lost 3 yards. So it'll bring up third in about 18. So this drive bogs down now after a couple nice plays, 3 nice plays. Got the Falcons into Westminster territory. It's on the verge of stalling out here, though, with 9:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Westminster bringing some pressure. Denning hit as he throws, and it's picked off. Bobbled and picked off. Westminster down the far sideline, and finally still going. Flags are flying. Flags everywhere once the play comes to an end. That's Xavier Howard, I believe, number 4 with the INT. And we'll see if that comes back at not the INT, but the yardage. But a 2nd interception for the Owls. So this will come back, but the interception will stand, and the Owls offense will have it 1st and 10 from the 40.
Blocking the back against Westminster on the return of the pick. The pick still stands. It'll be 1st and 10 for Westminster from the 40-yard line.
O'Connor back to throw. Poutre, and down goes O'Connor. Ezzy Poutre with a sack. Sack number 8 for Poutre. That leads the Falcons, and a nice job by Poutre, number 54, to rush the quarterback and take down O'Connor for a big loss. 9-yard loss back to the 31. Here's a give up the middle, and Nick Comfort gets all those yards back and almost gets a 1st down. Down to the 49-yard line, so it'll be a 3rd and short after that 2nd and 19. Not a bad run when you can get almost all those yards back after the big sack. Comfort comes out, Hitchcock comes on. That's what the Owls can do right now. They've got the depth. That rush put Nick Comfort over 100 yards for the night, so he is into the 1,000-yard club. And this will be a 1st down. A nice hit, though, but not before Jack Hitchcock picks up the necessary yardage and gets into Winters Mill territory. Looked like Isaac Colehep, number 6, if I could read the number right with that stick, but it's good for a first down. 1st and 10 from the Falcons, 48. 7:15 remaining in the third quarter. Hitchcock dragged down. Guess who? Poutre, 54. And that's a tackle for loss. So Ezzy Poutre, look, he knows already Winters Mill's given up their season high in points. He doesn't want to allow any more points tonight on defense. Most they had allowed this year was 16. That was against Manchester Valley back on September 6th. They gave up 15 a couple weeks ago against Liberty. Ooh, low pass intended for Doan. Almost able to get that interception would have been Luke Phillips, number 9, but the ball was down around his ankles. Would have been a tough catch either way. So 3rd and long. Meanwhile, the Owls pitching the shutout on defense, and they've scored 28. So they've had what Owls fans have grown accustomed to the last second half of this season. They've scored 35 or more in each of the last 4 games. They hit 31 back in week 3 against Century. That game was played at McDaniel College when RubyField was without lights. 3rd and 11. Over the middle, pass is caught. And an arm tackle by Poutre is just enough to knock down the receiver, but not before the Owls pick up a first down. I think that was Lavender again, number 80. Karan Stoltz, the receiver that made that catch. Lavender's out there with him too on the far side. First and 10 at the 33 of Winters Mill. The Owls on the move. Give to Hitchcock, nothing there. Victor Tejada, I believe it is, 44. So good to call Victor's name again if you're a Winters Mill fan. Sort of 1 step forward, 2 steps back here on this drive for the Falcons. Make a couple nice plays and then give up the first down. Stoltz comes out. Kason Doan comes back in. So we've seen Stoltz play some quarterback this year, too, in reserve mode. And he's also a receiver in this offense for Westminster. And Coach Chris Basler, another county title on his resume. There's a give to Hitchcock. He takes on a couple defenders. Poutre is one of them, but still not before Hitchcock picks up about 6 yards and sets up a 3rd and about 4 from the 27.
Six-yard gain carried by Jack Hitchcock makes it 3rd and 4 for the Owls.
This is O'Connor's going to keep it, and O'Connor picks up the first down. Nice design run. I think that was quarterback on quarterback there. And actually, no, take that back. That was, no, it was Denning, yeah. So quarterback on quarterback crime on that play as Denning tried to make the tackle on his counterpart, but O'Connor got the first down. And it's first down and 1st and 10 for the Owls at the 22. Century leading Liberty 7-0 in the fight for the Freedom Bell at the Lions Den. About 5 minutes or so to go in the 3rd quarter. That game has some playoff positioning up for grabs as well. Well, the games all do. Nice tackle there. Comfer has some room to run, but Winters Mill stopped him. And that was number 4. That's Jarrell Baker. We've seen him run the ball as well on offense, but a nice tackle by Baker.
Makes it 2nd and 10 for the Owls.
So it's a no gain, second down, 2nd and 10. And O'Connor will keep it. O'Connor will go around the left side. Brought down near the 15. Actually make it the 17. So it'll be 3rd and about 6.
4-yard gain run by Rory O'Connor makes it 3rd and 6 for the Owls.
Most of the students have headed for the exits. There's still some brave souls down here in their Halloween costumes off to the left side of us, so good on them. But it has been a little bit of a brisk one here at RubyField. And that pass incomplete, trying to get it to Doan. And it's 4th down, but I think the Owls offense will stay on the field.
Defense pass is incomplete. That'll bring a 4th down.
Fourth and 6. O'Connor drops back to throw. Crossing pass caught. Braden Troop, and he is in the end zone. 18-yard touchdown pass. So they can get you on the ground, they can get you in the air, and Troop slants his way through the Winners Mill defense. And the PAT would make this a running clock situation with 2:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Braden Troop, one of the top receivers in Carroll County, adds another touchdown to his list this year. And Trevor Wallace will try to make this a 35-0 Owls advantage. And Wallace's kick is pure. And so 2:13 to go. And the clock runs.
The Owls are up 35-0, which means there will be a running clock in the game.
So Rory O'Connor has a touchdown pass. The defense has a touchdown. And the running game has 3. Those are your 5 scores. Trevor Wallace is 5 for 5 on his PATs. And the Owls lead this one 35-0. And Wallace will send it down the middle, and it will skip into the end zone for a touchback. The clock continues to run, 1 minute, so the Falcons, by the time they get out there, maybe a play. And we'll see if the 3rd quarter comes to an end after that. First and 10 from the 20 as the 3rd quarter winds down. That pass is caught on the sideline. Nice catch. Nice throw by Denning. And the catch is made. Number 15 is Cameron Scheimer. First catch of the night for Scheimer. And it's 9-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 1, but that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So the running clock whisked away the final 2 minutes of that quarter, and we have reached The end of 3 with Westminster leading 35-0 over city rival Winters Mill with 12 minutes to go in Week 9, or this game anyway, of Week 9 in the Carroll County Athletic League. I mentioned Century. That game's late in the third quarter. Knights leading Liberty, trying to retain the Freedom Bell. Century 7, Liberty 0. Knights won the Freedom Bell last year after Liberty had had it for a long time. Man Valley comfortably ahead of Centennials, 37-0. The Mavericks up in the third quarter, so that's a running clock at the stable in Manchester, so the Mavs will get a win in their regular season finale. And South Carroll, 17-7 over FSK. It says second quarter. I'm going to say that game's in the third quarter with 5 minutes or so to go. So if Winters Mill cannot score, this clock will run down in a hurry here. We'll see what happens. Second and short on this play when we resume. After that nice catch by Scheimer. And it's a run up the middle, Austin Denny, and he has enough for a first down up to the 31-yard line. That'll move the chains. Clock only stops now on an injury or a timeout, not on a penalty, and not if the Owls score again or incomplete pass. MPS's AA rules, 35-point difference or more. Denning out here, throw, catch along the near side. That's number 19. Give that catch to Shamar Mayo, number 19 of Winters Mill. Second, and we'll call it 5 at the 36. Falcons don't throw it too much. They haven't thrown it too much this year, but when you're looking at a 35-0 deficit and you're trying to get some guys some reps, this is Denning going to keep it. Nice run by Austin Denning, and he has enough for a first down. And that'll move the chains for Big Mill. Winters Mill looking at a top seed actually in the upcoming playoffs, their region, 2A, 1A West. Even with the loss here today, the Falcons with their 6 wins should have enough to lock up one of those top 2 seeds in the region, which would give them at least 1 home game, actually 2 home games if you're the top 2 seeds. So Falcons will be playing their games at home in the playoffs for as long as they can go, at least the first 2 rounds anyway. Here's a handoff and a nice tackle. Jacob Spiegel on the hit for Westminster. A nice tackle and a nice play there by Westminster's defense. It's actually no gain, so 2nd and 10.
No gain of carry, makes it 2nd and 10. Jacob Spiegel with a huge tackle for the Owls.
Jacob Spiegel, one of the seniors recognized before today's game, senior day for football players, cheerleaders, band members here at RubyField. And they're getting a nice send-off, albeit a little chilly and windy. There's a handoff to about the 44-yard line. Victor Okoji, number 22, with the carry, I believe. Okoji again stood up at the 45-yard line. Gets back to the 45, but a nice job on defense by Westminster. Barrett Tozer, number 44, on that tackle. And it's not going to go anywhere there. That's Kaysen Doan on the stop. That was a Koji again on the carry. That's a turnover on downs. So Westminster stands tall. Chris Bowser shakes Tozer's hand, shakes Doan's hand, shakes the other Owls defenders' hands, and they stop them, and they keep the shutout intact for 7 minutes and 20 seconds that remain in the fourth quarter. And a timeout. That does stop the clock. So Winters Mill calls a timeout. So Coach Matt Miller called the timeout to get some different personnel out there. Somebody was unsure if they needed to be on the field to make sure they have the proper number of guys out there. So a quick timeout, and we'll resume play here. 7:02, first and 10 from the 43. And the Owls offense back out. And the quarterback is Karan Stoltz. So some reserves in now on both sides. Let's see who carried that. .24 is the ball carrier. Daniel Adegoke. And that's a nice run there. This time it's 17. That's Elias Lopez. He's a senior. He's down inside the 25. Nice cutback by Lopez. And the Owls on the move in reserve mode right now, but they are on the move trying to put another touchdown on the board.
The Owls standing all the way to the 23-yard line for the Owls. First down.
And Matt Miller just pulled a couple more starters off, so I think we're going to be in mostly reserve mode the rest of the way. There's Lopez right up the gut. Elias Lopez down inside the 10. It'll be a first and goal for Westminster. Lopez again. Lopez gets behind some of those big blockers up front. Gets down to about the 3. So, man, there's a flag that flies. So we got some unsportsmanlike conduct. Backing Westminster up after that nice run. Back to the ground game. Lopez bounces off one tackler, gets down back to the 10 or so, inside the 10 again. So don't worry about the personal foul. We're back inside the 10, although it's going to be a 3rd and goal now. Back to the 9. 5 minutes remaining. It's actually at the 10, so 3rd and goal looks like at the 10. Another handoff. .23, I think, was the carrier, Liam McGowan, on that last carry. So we have
4th and 2 for the Owls from the 2-yard line.
Gone deep into the offensive bench, and let's see the sideline wants this touchdown here. We'll see if the Owls can score it. 4th and goal from the 2. Stoltz, the quarterback. The give is to Lopez, and Lopez did not get in. Oh, they did give it to him. I didn't think he got in, but they give him it across the plane. So Elias Lopez, a 2-yard touchdown. Wintersville tried to stop him at the 1-yard line.
Elias Lopez carries it in for an Owls touchdown. The next score, Westminster Owls 41, Falcons 0.
Trevor Wallace will try to add an extra point to make it 42-0. Low snap, but Wallace, actually it's not, might not be Wallace. That might be Stephen Lee, I believe, number 28, the other kicker. So that one was Stephen Lee. And with under 3 to go and the clock still running, Westminster has its 42-0 lead, and the Owls will improve to 8-1. Lost the season opener, haven't lost since. 8 straight victories as they steamroll their way into the playoffs. They're going to be a tough out, although it is a loaded region and loaded classification in Class 3A. Winters Mill will fall to 6-3, but again, the Falcons will be one of the top seeds in their region, so they'll have some home games. They can regroup and get that running game going again against teams in their classification. They can be a tough out. So playoff football will be upon us here next Friday. Isaac Colehab tried to get around the edge and nothing doing. Good job by Westminster to take him down. Jace Thomas with some good sportsmanship. A little slap on the helmet, but Jace Thomas and his Owls teammates did a good job there in the coverage. So we'll see who the quarterback is for Winters Mill in this final minute 45. I've only seen Austin Denning all season, so I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. Looks like it might be Lucas Smith, number 18. Yep, Lucas Smith, junior. They got him listed as quarterback, receiver, defensive back on the roster. So Lucas Smith will get the final play or two, and we'll wrap this game up in dominating Owls fashion. 42-0 is your score at the moment. Minute and 12, and the clock running because of the 35-point discrepancy. We got the running clock in this whole fourth quarter. And it's a handoff, and going nowhere is Okoji, number 22. And maybe time for one more play here.
1 yard, 2nd and 11 for Falcons.
So just a reminder, you can see the end of the other 3 games that are going on in the county right now. Century at Liberty, Francis Scott Key at South Carroll, and Centennial at Man Valley. The Man Valley game may be finished. They had a running clock situation as well up at the stable, so the Mavs get a win. Liberty, I believe, just scored with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and went for 2 and got it. So the Lions have an 8-7 lead over Century. Handoff, balls on the ground. And I think that'll be the final play as the Falcons have already lined up on their sideline. And that'll do it. Your final score from Westminster: Owls 42, Winners Mill 0. The Owls win the city rivalry game. More importantly, their 8th straight win. They improved to 8-1, 6-0 in the county. Falcons fall to 6-3 overall and 3-3 in county play, but both teams will be playing next week. Everyone makes the regional playoffs in the MPSSAA, so they'll regroup and they'll go after week 10 and see what they can do. Big ground game tonight, huge game for Nick Comfer. Jack Hitchcock with a couple touchdowns, defensive pick 6 for Amarian Warfield. And it was all Westminster tonight. And that'll do it for me as well, and for all of us here. I want to give thanks to Grace Lake, our camera person up top tonight, giving you the footage. Bob Blueball helping with the stats. Brandon Burkhart and all the gang back at CMSportsNet, and everyone out there tonight that's given you guys quality coverage of Week 9 in the Carroll County Athletic League. So for all of them, this is Pat Setcher saying have a good rest of your Halloween. Stay warm, of course. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next time.